how did you get into music production in the first place?
Yeah. So when I was young, as in when I was 13, I was playing like a lot of African drums, and I couldn't afford a microphone because at the time microphones, as in USB microphones, were not that accessible. So I had to improvise because I wanted to do something with the sounds I was playing on my African drums. So what did I do? I installed a cracked version of FL Studio on my dad's computer. And I started basically recreating what I did live with the drums. But when I found out that you could do so much more with that program, I started to, just learn by doing and clicking and twisting and whatnot. And here we are. I think it's kind of like a hobby which, got a bit out of hand. Let's leave it there.
Gotcha. So how long has it been? How many years?
That I've been making music, I would say 14, but like music, as in that it actually sounded better than a kick, a clap, and a snare.
Gotcha.
I'd say 11 to 10 years. Yeah.
Oh wow! Holy shit. That's awesome. By the way, I'm going to be writing some things down that you say. That way, because I'm pretty sure I told you about my brain damage. I'm going to write this down because I care. I want to be able to remember this at a later date when I come back and look at this. So that is why I do that, because I genuinely give a shit, and this is fun for me. Yeah, right there. Okay, gotcha. Oh my gosh. So how did you become a traveling DJ?
So how did I go from a bedroom producer to a full pro, if that's the question?
Yes.
That's a lot of credit I have to give to my former management, because he had the idea that he thought that my music would work really well in Asia. So what did he do is he started sending my music out to a lot of very big Asian DJs, and at the time, a lot of people were looking down on these DJs because, they're Asian, who cares, right? But these were people actually with like 1.4, 1.7 million likes on Facebook. So they actually had a huge following in their respective countries. And there was like one DJ from Burma, and his name is DJ W, and he started playing all my stuff out at a lot of festivals in Asia. So people started asking like, hey, what is this tune? And that's kind of how that happened. Like, I think my management started doing that, and 4 months later we received an email like, hey, we want to book you for this festival in Burma. And I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh
And
shit.
that was in 2016 that happened.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but before that, I used to, and due to like a few NDA agreements I signed, I can't mention the actual name of what act I was in, but I was actually the producer for a very big drum and bass artist. So I knew that I had the production capability of making something which would eventually tour you over the world. But because at the time I did future house, and that was such a new genre, there was no one really booking future house artists at the time. So that was cool that they asked me to go on tour in Asia, or like do a festival there. And I played that festival. I believe it was for, I think, 1.5 to 2K people. Oh. And after that, I was home for like four days, and then we received another email, and another email, another email, another email. So it's literally like the snowball effect just happened. And I think in that respect, I got lucky for sure. Yeah.
Aw. So, I mean, do you mean, okay, because I'm a little skeptical when it comes to luck. So, you don't think it was just purely your talent?
Nah, anyone can do it. No, like I got lucky with the timing, as in I had a new kind of sound. I got lucky with the fact that the DJs in Asia actually liked my stuff. I got lucky with the fact that there were people who wanted to book me at the time. I think that was luck, but based on, like I said before, production skill wise, yeah, I knew I could do it. But it's more that you do need a little bit of luck in this industry. I feel it's not just pure talent, because I know people. Few very good examples would be John, which is a producer who makes similar kind of music than I do, who is objectively a much better producer than I am, but he doesn't get any shot. Why? Fuck knows. Could be image, could be brand, could be bookability, I don't know. But yeah, like you always do need a particular element of luck, I think, in life with a few things in order to, in a way. But yeah, in order to conclude your question, yes, I do think that based on how I make my music, yeah, that makes sense that I did it. That I did it could have been luck. Let's put it there.
Gotcha. I can see that. I got you. Oh my gosh. So tell me a little bit about your family. How have they been, or are they supportive? Has it been difficult in that perspective?
It was because my dad wanted me to do something in finance. And,
oh my God.
He got a bit disappointed when I got my first tattoo and that kind of stuff.
Oh my God.
But no, yeah, like I brought him to a show once, my dad, and wanted him to see what I actually did for a living. And he's been sold ever since, and he now plays his music, my music, really fucking loud in his car. Yeah. So, and he actually uses me as case studies in university. He's a university teacher. So it's really funny, like how you can, make your brand bigger, and he uses my case as an example in the university. That's quite cool. But no, like my mum was always extremely supportive, purely because her dad, so my grandpa, he was an impeccable piano player, a very good one. And he always wanted me to, my grandpa I'm talking about, he always wanted me to go for it. And I remember that a few weeks before he passed away, he said like, oh, I really hope that one day you'll get to do what you love to do with your life. That's what he said. I remember this very well. And this is why in every single show I play the Alan Walker song of Faded, which is, very, very good song. And I like the light jockey, or the guy who's doing the lights in general, festival or club, to turn off all the lights, and I want to see like all lights of phones or lighters, and I do that for my grandpa every single set. And that's a good thing. It's a nice moment. I mean, I know that he sees that, and I know that there is something which is telling me that he knows that what I'm doing is what he always wanted me to do. So that's the entire reason why practically my entire arm is dedicated to that man, because he actually, I think he's one of my bigger inspirations in life, also how he is as a human being, so or how he was as a human being. So this is like a thing I do in every single set. I play that song purely for my grandpa. Yeah. Oh, wow. So that's cool, I think.
That's awesome. That is extremely awesome. And I like, that's so, I don't know. I'm just so blown away that you could contribute something like that to him, because I'm sure once upon a time you didn't think that was possible. And like, so it must be absolutely mind blowing for you. And I'm sure he's looking down somewhere. That's awesome. Oh my 100%. Gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Say my dad before he passed, when I got my tattoo, I asked him because I was like, if I get a tattoo for you, will you let me get my first tattoo? And he was like, okay. And then I get home with my first tattoo that was dedicated to him. It says strength. And he said it's 2 inches too big, and he just got like so upset about it. I was like, oh my fuck, oh my god. So like that's just a really sweet story. I can relate on that for sure. That's awesome. So the next question is, did you have did or do, it could be either one, have a lot of hardship with DJing?
As in hardship with
Like,
DJing.
meaning however you want to take it. Maybe the lifestyle, maybe coming up with the music, maybe, I mean, what
Uh,
about the whole process is difficult?
Everything. It's
Oh gosh.
it's by far the hardest and most ruthless career you can choose. Um, and I will explain you why. Um, so first of all, when my music started to kick off, as in I got shows, I saw my first few songs hit a few mil. Um, Basically, I decided to fully go for it. And at that time, at that particular time, I was dating a really fucking hot English girl, like impeccably hot, like mm, 12 out of 10, how beautiful she
That's
was. Yeah, and
dynamite.
I dated her for 3 years, and she basically, well, in England, you still have the class system, right? So you've
Yeah.
got like lower class, middle class, and upper class, and she was very upper class. Her dad does the accountancy for the Queen of England, so they are pretty influential people.
Holy shit.
Needless to say that my choice of pursuing a career in music is equivalent to being a bin man in their eyes. So that was not something she fully supported. So, in a way, I think she did support it, but it didn't really match with her view on life and what she thought was important, because she thought like, oh yeah, he's just going to uni, he's doing this as like a side hustle, and then he'll stop doing it, and we'll have kids and we'll get married. Well, I wanted to pursue the career. I wanted to fulfill my promise and make my grandpa. So that was the first thing, which, well, went tits up, essentially. Um,
Gotcha.
Basically, yeah, she broke up with me. Fair enough. Because she wanted a more stable, as in financially stable, but also more stable, as in 9 to 5, working 9 to 5, this, that, blah, blah. So that's the first thing which happened, which was shit about my career choice. Second
Yeah.
thing is, you don't really work from 9 to 5. You work from 9 to 4 in the morning, and then you repeat that, because you really need to work your ass off to make this happen. Whether it's networking, whether it's writing the actual music, whether it's booking your shows, whether it's like watching YouTube clips on how to do something in the studio, that kind of stuff. You're constantly busy, which is a pretty hard thing, especially if you go to university or to like high school or whatever. It's basically impossible if you want to turn this into a career. Yeah, like I know there are a lot of people who say like, oh yeah, you have to, plan your hours and this, that, blah, blah. Bullshit. As in, yes, you can plan your hours, and yes, you can decide when you're going to work on music. But if you're only going to put in 2-3 hours of work every single day in order to become a full pro musician, it's not happening. No way in hell, it's not happening. Like, well, I thought at the time the love of my life, which clearly wasn't the love of my life, but we'll get to that later. I lost a lot of friends because I was not going out when they did. I was tweaking a sub bass the entire evening, as in just to create the comparison. Yeah, it's a very lonely life, as in that was when it started to pop off. And when I was actually like on tour constantly, well, luckily my best friend became my tour manager. So that was a massive relief because that meant that for every show in India, China, Cambodia, Burma, Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, all those kind of countries, Europe, he flew along with me, so I wasn't
Oh
on my
wow.
own. But sometimes when the show fee was not that extremely high, I decided not to bring him because it would be financially more logical to do it on your own, to go on my own. And then you go to, let's say, India on your own for 5 days,
Yeah.
and that sucks because you miss home front. Your internet is shit in those kind of countries, so it's really hard to video call or whatever. You
Yeah.
just sit there in a hotel room because you're in really random places in India, not like the big cities, but sometimes there is a music festival in the middle of fucking nowhere, and you're not really gonna go out on your own there to do stuff. You're just sitting in your hotel room with crappy Wi-Fi, and yeah, you just sit there. So that is the lonely
God.
part about the career choice. Um, and the competition is very, very, very hard. Um, as in, not that it's, well, obviously you've got a lot of dickheads in the music industry, but I think you've got that in every branch you work in. But, and I am 100% sure that some people find me dickhead, so that's completely fine. So finding you a dickhead, that's completely fine because that's like everyone can have an opinion on someone. I don't care, I don't mind. But for me, the most important thing to mention is that DJing is great, as in being able to play your music out for a living.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts if you think about it. But the downsides of it, well, I just mentioned them. They are quite heavy and they're quite extreme. As in, you've got a lot of people who don't understand why you don't go out chick hunting with them. And you are like writing music in your 14 square meter apartment or room you have in your university city. Yeah, it's a like it's a deliberate choice I made. So safe to say, I don't have a lot of very, very, very close friends. I think I can count them on three fingers.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I deliberately chose to pursue a career in music. Yeah.
Gotcha. It sounds very tiring, exhausting.
It is, yeah.
But would you say with all the cons that you just said and stated, would you say that there are enough positive things to make up for it? Or what do you think? Or do you think that is up to every individual for themselves?
That's a trick question. For me, um, I think it does. Yeah, I think that the rush I get from playing your song in front of 20,000 people, that is a feeling which never gets old. That is a feeling which is amazing. And that's a feeling I want every music producer to experience because it's better than sex, in my opinion.
Oh
But,
god.
but I think that you do need to be very sure whether this is something you want because you are going to lose a girlfriend or a boyfriend if you're a girl, boy, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You are going to lose friends. You are going to fuck up your university, as in the amount of years you spent on it, because you're working on music constantly. You are going to be on your own in a random country with possibly no internet a lot if you play a lot of shows like I did at the time. Yeah, I think it is, like, for me it does, like, it does balances it out a bit, but I think that it is something you need to put into consideration and you do really need to consider in general. Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh my gosh. It sounds like what's the right word I want to use? Like an exhilarating lifestyle. Does that make sense?
It does.
Just,
yeah.
just like this. But that's my life normally, so I can't even imagine. Holy shit, yeah. I totally get that though. So next question. Do you believe that having connections within the industry are absolutely necessary?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, okay.
Pure talent is 20% of the work. You really have to ram this fist up to someone who's above you in the chain, like every single time in his arse, like that, in order to get something done. Nah, I'm joking, but it is absolutely vital. It is vital that you know the right people, that you know the right bookers, that you happen to hear that there is a festival in that particular area just a little bit quicker than your competitor does, so that you can talk to the booker, convince him that he needs to book you, yada yada. And yeah, nah, it's pure 20%. It's like the music is 20%. It's all it's a fucking business. I mean, like, if you just look at my
Thank you for the follow. Sorry.
Like, if you just look at me, for instance, I've got a team of like 4 people around me, and I'm just the face. I'm just the guy who executes it. As in,
Gotcha.
I'm the guy who plays the shows, I'm the guy who makes the music, but there's so much more behind it. I've got a booker for Southeast Asia, I've got a booker for North and South America, I've got a booker for Europe, I got a management, I got an assistant manager who does the assisting things for the manager, and yada yada. So at the end of the day, you're looking at 4 or 5 people who have one job, which is to make my brand, or the brand in this sense, as big as possible. So you're not doing it on your own, and this is like why I said, yeah, the music is only 20%. I think it's a very rough statement, and I keep I like to use the example of John, like a good friend of mine, a lot, because he makes objectively better music than I do in the same genre that I do, but he doesn't get booked, and I get to play stadium festivals and arena shows. And
well, does he try?
He does try, yeah, but he is not mates with the son of the guy who organizes that festival. I am, for instance, so I get booked. So this is why it's a really, you do need to know the right people for the right kind of things. 100%. Yeah. There's no shortcut to this. You just need to network, connect, talk to people, play those opening sets, warm up for bigger DJs, warm up again, warm up again, warm up again, until they might give you a closing set, or they might move you a little time slot up next time you play a show. And that's how you move up the ladder. Like, the amount of bullshit shows I've done just to get a bigger show out of it is like hundreds, I think, in my hometown only. Like, I was a resident DJ at a quite prestigious house club, but do you think that they gave me prime time set? Never. In the beginning, they gave me opening sets, or the 5 to 6 in the morning closing sets. And every single time I played my absolute best. I started playing new music, I started playing my own shit in there. Just, like cheeky, like as this is a song I made. Yeah. And we're talking 6-7 years ago.
Wow.
Purely to get that, like recognition, and people start to recognize you in that city, and they're like, hey, you really played a nice warm-up set, like me and my mates, where we came in the last 10 minutes, hey, dope. And that's kind of how you build your rep or your skill in that sense, and that's when you get the bigger time slots. It's a grind. Gosh. It's not a thing you just do. It doesn't exist.
Gotcha.
It doesn't exist, no.
Gotcha. I actually have a question that's like a little off script right now, but I'm keeping track because I'm very interested right now. So you said you had to do a lot of smaller shows and stuff like that in order to get into bigger ones, but Are you just as grateful for the smaller ones than you are for the bigger ones, or to you are they completely different, or you don't even get the same high? I'm a little confused.
No, you don't get the same high from playing for 5 people instead of 20,000. I think it's comparing apples and pears in that sense. I don't think that it's a good comparison. I like to do smaller shows because they're usually more intimate.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like I do like to do that. But for me, the rush is completely different. I mean, like, obviously I like to experiment more with those smaller sets. Like, I like to play more underground stuff. I wouldn't play as commercial as I would when I would play a main stage festival time slot. No, not at all. But it's different. Like, at the end of the day, I'm a producer who turned DJ, not a DJ who turned producer. So to me, DJing is already not my biggest hobby. Like, I prefer to be locked up in the studio and just let me make music for people or for myself, and I'm having a great fucking time. And if I would never touch a CDJ again, I would be fine mentally. Like, I wouldn't mind at all.
Okay.
But yeah, nah, it's a different kind of thing. Like, I used these smaller shows to practice, mainly to start experimenting with like a few songs I really liked when they were sent to me as a promo or as a demo or whatever, and I started playing them, and I was like, yo, this is a sick song, but I don't know if I can play it when I'm in Asia next week, so let's just play it here in my hometown for 300 people, see if it works. If it works, I'll use it in the bigger show. So I used to use it as a training kind of thing, if that makes sense. And obviously, I started doing that when I also had the bigger shows. Like, when I just had the small ones, it didn't matter to me whether I was playing for 5 or 300 people, because I liked it that I was already allowed to touch the decks, you know?
Yeah.
But when I started incorporating, because I signed a residency contract at that small club where I started, and I started warming up for DJ Mac X. So I warmed up for Blasted Jags, Jimmy Trumpet, all those kind of like really big names. Yeah. And I was like the resident warm-up DJ for those bigger acts. So those sets were relatively important because you really needed to get the crowd hyped up for the bigger artists. And that was dope, man. Like, I had a great fucking time doing it, and I learned a lot as a DJ how to do that, because DJing at the end of the day is still reading a crowd, seeing what works, what doesn't work, what are they feeling, are they into really hard underground Russian house kind of crap, or do they want some commercial stuff? And that's, in my opinion, that's the cool thing, for sure. Yeah.
Dope. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome. I was just curious about that when you said that, for sure. Next question. Have you had moments where you just want to stop with the industry, the music industry? You just want to quit? You're done.
Yeah. Daily.
Oh, okay. Daily, holy shit. All right.
Yeah, no, yeah, of course. Like, there are so many like extremely frustrating moments, as in, well, big surprise, but COVID.
Yeah.
I mean,
that fucked us all over.
My main source of income is still doing like productions for other people, and because they don't tour, I don't get paid. It's like they don't need to buy more songs with me because they're not having any cash flow, so I don't work as much. So for me, sometimes, yeah, it's a struggle. It's not very easy in that sense. Yeah, it's also frustrating when you see that you're 27 years old and a kid who is 14 does approximately the same thing on a laptop, and you're like, wow, okay, I might as well just quit. Those kind of things. When you're on tour for like 5 weeks straight and you are so tired that you can barely stand on your feet, and you still have to play for like 8,000 people in the middle of fucking India. Yeah, you have a mental breakdown. You just die a little bit inside. And those are the moments where I wanted to just have a very ordinary 9-to-5 job. 100%, yeah.
Wow, that's extremely, it's extremely deep, and but also it's also kind of refreshing to hear it. I know that sounds weird, but if you fucking sat there, looked at me and told me, "No, I love it. There's not I never want to quit." Blah blah blah. I would just know you're fucking bullshitting. There's no fucking way. So I'm glad. I'm not glad that you feel like that every day, but you get my point. Is that you're being real about it.
I mean, invoice hunting is very annoying, you know, when people don't pay you on time, that kind of crap.
Gotcha.
That you even have to threaten with like third parties getting involved to collect the money for you. And here in Europe, we have a thing where like companies should do that for you, not with violence like you see in mafia movies, but more like in a normal way that they, you know, send you letters and whatever. So you have to use those kind of companies quite frequently. You got people who fucking nick your music, they rip it, they put it in some kind of, they upload it on Spotify in crappy quality and it's still fine. Those kind of things just happen daily. And yeah, also when you release a song, and let's say that especially with the songs which did really well on YouTube, you get like 4,000 comments in total on your music, and then you've got like 3,000 really nice ones, and then you got like 1,000 like really hateful, mean, rude comments on the internet. And that's also like super shit, because if I would just have a normal job here at the local supermarket, no one would fucking do that. You know what I mean? Like, and because you now make music, people think that they can say whatever the fuck they want to you, and yeah, that hurts. That's not cool. It's not nice. And yeah, luckily, I decided to, when I noticed that my music became more and more popular, I decided to get a coach for that. So I really learned how to cope with haters on the interwebs.
Gotcha.
So yeah, like for me, I don't give a shit anymore. Like if people want to say something bad, go ahead. But still, it's not nice in any way, shape, or form. Like keyboard warriors and whatnot. Not cool.
Not freaking it's just like kind of just really fucked up. Like really fucked up. Is there anything or why people would come that hard for you, or is it for no reason? Or did you do something? I mean, is there an idea of something behind it, you know what I mean? Or is it just out of nowhere? People do that all the time.
As in the hateful comments?
Yes.
Nah, they probably do it because they think it's okay to do that.
Gotcha.
I think people actually want to know what they think about the song, and sometimes you like when I get like really objective, very strong criticism about music I do, then I always reply, and I'm always super grateful because that makes me a better producer at the end of the day. But I think that when people just say like, oh, you're a sellout, or you make commercial bullshit, or your last 5 songs were much better than this one, like maybe you can quit, that kind of shit.
God.
You know, like...
So you don't know any of these people?
No.
Gotcha.
And sometimes, you know, you got like this thing where was a cool victory moment for me, because there are still people today who bullied me when I was in high school because I always wanted to go to the like music classroom in the breaks instead of going out and play football like normal boys would do. I went to the music classroom to play with instruments and just fuck around with that. And people called me gay for it, and they said like, oh, you would never, you know, you will never make it in life and that kind of crap. And I love to drive with my brand and spanking new VW GTI Turbo, like through the McDrive, because these people still work at McDonald's, and that to me is delicious. And I usually never brag about what I have or what I've done, but because they bullied me, they beat the living shit out of me, they made my life hell when I was in secondary school. I couldn't help myself, and I made like a disgusting comment, which I'm not proud of, but I will tell it here on the interview because I think they deserved that one. So there was like one kid who said like, you'll never make it, and your music is shit, and he kept saying that when I was 23, 24. And when I did my first big tour, I bought this watch, and it's a Rolex, so it's a very expensive watch. So what I did is I drove past the McDrive, like in the McDrive, to order a hamburger, and I knew that he was still working there. This guy is now just as old as I am, so 27. And I said like, yo, so how does it feel that the gay boy from the music classroom has a watch which is worth twice your yearly salary? Like, how does that feel? And that's when that's when I drove off, and I said like, you can keep the change, and I gave him like a €100 note. So that was like the biggest payback move I've ever done in my life, ever. And yeah, that's also the meanest thing I've ever said to someone, by the way.
Yeah.
So, but I think he deserved it 100%. That guy made my life hell. Yeah.
Gotcha. I bet it felt really good though at the same time.
It did, yeah, but it's very bad to make a comment like that ever. And I remember I told my ex that I said that, and she was fuming. Like, she said like, what did you say? Like, did you actually say that you're a fucking prick? You can't say that. That's so bad. And I was like, yeah, but he deserved it. So
good shit, God. Oh my fuck. Your life sounds like, if not more crazy than mine, just as fucking crazy as mine. That's like wild as hell to me. Oh my gosh. So next question. Do you believe that you have a unique sound, and what is that unique sound to you? Like what makes you different from another DJ or a producer?
Yeah, I can answer that question quite broadly. You know, like everyone can throw a few synths together and have a nice lead melody and whatnot. Yeah, cool. But how I compose the melodies, how I use particular elements.
Shit! Hold on one second. What the fuck was that? Oh my god! You're about to give your fucking mother a heart attack. What the fuck? Oh my god. My heart just stopped.
Safe to say.
I am so sorry about that.
Safe to say, this is one of the most professional interviews I've ever done.
Really? You're fucking with me. You're joking with me. You're fucking with me.
Yeah, usually you've got like a few cameras and like a microphone in my face, but this is far more fun.
Yeah, when I first started like wanting to interview and stuff in general, the number one thing I said at the very beginning, I want this to feel comfortable. I want this to feel like a friendly conversation, but still with structure. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty like, the direction of my interviews I'm very hard about. But anyways, you were telling me about your unique sound.
Yeah, so I think that what I do with the sounds is unique. I don't think the sounds itself, like themselves, are unique. No. Also, I've now started doing a complete rebrand, as in I'm super inspired by anything Russian. I don't know why. Probably the Russian women. I don't know. Like, they are fucking phenomenal how they look. Nah, jokes. I'm just super inspired and influenced recently by a lot of Russian culture, everything Russian. So I started to incorporate Russian musical elements in my newest songs, because no one is doing that. So I decided that I am going to do that. So it's a bit of a gamble because, well, it was a bit of a gamble because now we've signed basically all the songs in that style with major labels, so it worked out pretty well. But
Yes.
but it was quite a gamble because who the fuck uses a Russian classical scale in a house song? Yeah, I did, because I was like, fuck it, why not? So
That's awesome.
yeah, so no, I think that the type of stuff I am going to put out like this year and in 2022 is going to be a lot different than what I used to do, as in it's far more complex in respect to musicality. I really challenged myself to start doing, like, to actually show how big my penis is in my productions, instead of like having, you know, the same kind of sound over and over again and just using. There was like a very famous Dutch football player at the time. He was called Johan Cruyff, one of the biggest football players who ever lived, and he said, never change a winning team. And I live by that saying, as in that I do like to use the same kind of leads. I do like to use the same kind of structures. I do like to use the same kind of samples. But I decided not to listen to Mr. Cruyff anymore and just start doing whatever I want to do. And it worked out. It worked out, for sure.
Fuck yeah, dude! I'm happy. Wait, okay, so we need to retrack real quick. So what did you say? You said I'm gonna put, or I try to put what into your songs? I don't know if I heard that right.
I want to show a bit more how big my penis is. And what I mean by that is that I want to start showing a bit more like how well I can actually produce and how musical I actually am, instead of just using the same kind of structure and whatnot every single time.
No, that makes complete sense. I just wanted to make sure I heard that right. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Because I say shit like that all the time, but when you just said that, I was like, what? Like, holy shit, that's fucking awesome. Because I thought I was the only one for a while there. Okay, so next question. Tell us a bit about your label. How did you start it?
I started it in 2016 because I wanted to create an imprint where producers who did the same kind of music as I did, but couldn't get it signed on the bigger labels, because that was my issue in the beginning as well, to give them a platform for that. That's how I started, and it really popped off. We hit millions of streams on Spotify and YouTube, and I was like, what the fuck just happened here? I just uploaded a song on DistroKid and it just blows up all the time. So yeah, that worked out really well. And I started incorporating in booking contracts that I was the only one on the evening allowed to play music with my own label. So that was pretty cool, because I really branded that like to myself at the time. Then came the moment that I was so busy with my career, as in my own stuff, that I couldn't handle it anymore, and I couldn't find anyone who could run the label how I wanted it to be run. So I sold it.
Oh, wow.
At the time, to a Canadian investor. We repurchased it, and with we, I mean Hynotune is the new owner of Futurized, but I am one of his better mates. So basically, he asked me to stay in the loop with the label, but I'm not the owner. Hynotune is the owner.
That's awesome.
And what I do is I just like to, because I'm, without sucking my own dick, I am the biggest or most experienced artist on the label, and we deliberately do that because we want to show younger producers, or producers who haven't done as many shows or who haven't done what I've done, that it is just as cool to release with us as it is to release with a Spinning Records or Revealed, or that's why I like to stay involved and very closely involved, and release, I think, 60% of my music on Futurized, purely to show people, hey, it's dope to release there, and we're killing it in the DJ support game. We're doing amazing jobs with how we get the YouTube support. We get relatively all right Spotify streams for very underground music, and yeah, that's dope. It's like all the guys who are involved with the label. So Hynotune, we got Camus, we got Jos, great Danish producer. We got
Oh
Ranks,
wow.
Bulgarian, Eastern European, real Slav. So you'll always see him wearing a tracksuit, but he makes some impeccable music.
Yeah.
Um, like Wieberg, Viking guy from Sweden. Like to me, they are the real fucking goats. They are like my brothers, and we are like in a group chat, and we just discuss fucking life constantly with each other. But we all have the same vision. Like we want to make Futurized as big, technically even bigger than it was in 2016, and we do that by believing in the sound we put out on the label,
Yeah.
because a lot of major, bigger labels don't like to take the risk to sign festival music currently because, well, there is no fucking festivals happening. So
Yeah.
they are like, okay, so this is what happens to me every fucking week. Yeah, so I send a festival tune to a really big label because I make festival music. I don't do pussy house or whatever. I make really aggressive stuff. And they're like, yeah, production, 10 out of 10. Mixing, 10 out of 10. Masters, nice as well. But we don't release this kind of shit at the moment.
God.
Constantly. Constantly. Like every single week it happens. So, and obviously you have the odd song which does get signed on a big label. But most of the stuff, it just doesn't get signed. And that's why we have resurrected Futurized, and this is where we all come in. Like, we're like, okay, we believe in this kind of stuff. We believe in our brand, in what we stand for with Futurized. Let's go. Let's put the music out we love. And this is critical in respect to building a very loyal fan base, because what you notice is that you have a lot of people who start following you for one song, and then you do another song and they're like, fuck, I don't like that song. Boom, unfollow. Boom, don't like it anymore. But what we do with Futurized, and this is the interesting thing, is that our fans are like, you've got multiple levels of fans. You've got fans who are like minor fans that just like one or two songs. You've got fans who are, well, they like all your songs. You've got high fans, as in they like your music and they follow you on your socials and they like. And you got the hardcore fans who comment on everything, who like everything, who share everything. And we like to invest mainly in the top layers of our fans. So we'd rather have less followers, but people who are so dedicated to the music genre and to the stuff we put out, that we get like a community of people. And it would not matter if you hear a Debris song, a Hynotune song, a Camus song, a Rank song, because they will love it anyways, because it's released on their favorite label. Do you see where we're going with this now?
Yeah.
So to us, that is critical, and that's our business model. And so far, it's been working amazingly well. And we see that we are getting only high or hardcore fans in that respect. And that's really good for us. Because at the end of the day, we want the brand to sell. So we basically want, when the festivals reopen next year, we want the bookers to start like, we want an act from Futurized, and we don't give a shit who it is. Can be Debris, can be Ranks, can be Camus, we don't care, anyone. Because they want the sound we do. Yeah. And this is basically what we stand for.
That's awesome.
And it's something to be really proud of, I think.
For sure. I think you are completely right. I think you're doing the right thing when you say you're going for the top layers of the fans, the ones that are hardcore, because those are the ones that will always stay by your side and be supporting the label and be supporting your music and be there, you know. Going to the other ones, it's not that they're not supporting, you know, it's not that they're not, it's just maybe they don't love it, maybe they just like it, you know. So it's like, and it's not like they're in the wrong. It's cool that you still have people such as that, but you're smart. That's smart. That's some like good marketing skills going on with you. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, let's not forget that I'm nearly 30, yeah? So
yeah, I mean, trust me, don't take me, or don't get me wrong. I know a fuck ton of people, okay? I have been through a lot of shit, and I know a lot of people, especially in the music industry. People that have done more than you, people that have done less, and people that are maybe not even where you're at, you know? But I do know that even no matter how old you are, some people don't know how to fucking market to save their life. So those are some good skills that I hope you just keep progressing on, you know, because it is not easy to do. And to learn those things, people take business classes to learn that shit, you know. So it's like that's really awesome, and I'm really happy that you're saying all that. That's right. I'm just happy for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry if I came off a little hard there.
No,
So the next question is, oh my gosh. See, you think I would mark one, and then I don't. So, okay, you're gonna have to explain to me, because obviously I don't just like wake up and listen to Future Room technically. So, can you explain a little bit more in detail what that is? What like would you call it a genre or would you call it a subgenre?
nah, we're a genre. Yeah, no, like for me, this is the thing. When I, together with Rudelies and Jump, introduced the genre 2.5 years ago, people laughed at us, people mocked us, people said like, you guys are fucking idiots for doing it because it's not big room, it's not future house, you're in the middle of it, it's never gonna work. And we were all like, yeah, we're gonna do that because we like that. So in the beginning, people were super fucking skeptical about it, and now you've got so many kids making it, like it's insane. And you see a lot of shit in Discord groups like, oh, it's influenced by the Brit, oh, it's influenced by Rudelies, it's influenced by Jump. And yeah, I think we fucking started something and it's amazing, and it's because we just wanted to have that nice crossover thing between and the best of both worlds, like the nice melody structures from Future House and the really hard aggressive kick drums from Big Room. That is something we wanted to do, and this is why it all comes together at Futurized again, because we do that kind of music exclusively on the label. So we are the market leader in the industry for the genre. The genre is very hot. You notice that all the big DJs play it currently. So basically, we are still the spin-in of the hardcore future house heads, if that makes sense. People still want to release a song on Futurized, and because it still has the status in that sense, especially in producer land, and that to us is fucking awesome, and that's something we're super proud of. So yeah, we are a genre. The music gets put out almost exclusively, and with me, because I'm a bit of a bigger artist. I don't like to say that, but the more experienced artist, let's leave it there. Yeah. I have the occasional Universal Music Group release. I got the occasional Armada. I got the occasional Spin-In. I got the occasional this and that, yada yada. Brilliant. But mainly, exclusively, all that kind of stuff is put out via Futurized, and that is something we're proud of, because it was an idea. It was like so many Discord nights that we started experimenting with sounds, and we just started something, and that is really cool. That's something which I'm going to be very proud of, maybe even more proud of the fact that I turned this into an actual career. I think I'm more proud of actually having a sound, owning up to it, putting a big middle finger in the air to people who say you're crazy, never gonna work, people are not gonna like it during festivals. Well, I've seen 20,000 Asians go up and down like for 1 hour, so it does work at festivals. You have so many critics who, like, even big DJ Mac DJs who say like, yeah, it's music, technically it's amazing, like it sounds really dope, but I'm never gonna play it. Okay, why not? Yeah, it's a bit too different. And then you just convince them to actually play a song, and then they do it. And there was one really, really big DJ who liked the sound from the beginning, and that was Chuckie. Like I did a show with him in Vietnam, I think, and he forgot his headphones, so he had to play with my headphones with my logo on it. It was really awkward, but like it was super funny. And because we're both from Holland, it was really easy to communicate, and we both didn't have our tour manager along, so we just started chatting, and he was like, so what kind of music do you actually do? And I was like, well, this is the type of stuff I make, future room. And he was like, hey, so is that a crossover between? And I'm like, yeah, exactly. And we were just sitting in the dressing rooms of the festival grounds, and I started playing a lot of demos, and he was like, you and I are gonna do a tune right fucking now. And
oh my god.
so I started sending him a few IDs, and he was like, yeah, this is fucking nuts. I want to jump on board with this genre. And then we did a remix for a big summer hit on Sirius XM in America for When in Rome by Damon Sharp and Gattuso. And me and Chuckie remixed that. Was a release on Armada, and we did a Future Room remix on a major label. Because and yeah, so that was the first Future Room track, as in hardcore Future Room track, which got signed on a major label. And that was mainly because Chuckie was on it, so the bigger labels couldn't really deny the song. It sounds a bit silly, but that's really how the industry works. Yeah. But he was the first big DJ who believed in that sound. And that's when it started to kick off, and the other bigger DJs started to either replicate it or do it as well, or start playing it in their sets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So to answer your question, it is a genre, 100%.
Gotcha. Let me write that. Okay. Got you. Okay. Alright, thank you for the raid. Solos Dan. I appreciate that, my dude. So my next question, can you explain? Let me like fix my question a little bit, so I make sure it's very clear. Can you explain the characteristics of Future Room? That way, like I mean, when you listen to a song and you're like, that's Future Room, why? How the fuck do you know that? Like the characteristics.
It's usually a combination of a very aggressive kick drum with a very melodic element to it, and a few typical future house samples being used. So you got very typical future house claps, which are still used in Future Room songs. Basically, Future Room can be a track which is more leaning towards future house, but has a big room kick. But it can also be a big room melody with future house drums. So it has to have one of the two. Like actually, it has to have both genres in a song to become Future Room. So you have nice example. My friend Camus, he does Future Room, but he does it more leaning towards the future house side. My Future Room is more leaning towards the big room side. Then you got Hynotune, which is straight in the middle, which is fucking nuts. Jones is more leaning towards the big room side as well. Then you got Rudelies more leaning towards the future house. So it just really depends on, by the way, I think, you know what we should do, JD? I'm just thinking. I think we should get like a gotcha counter, like on your screen. Every time we say gotcha, it needs to go up. It needs to go up.
Oh my god, do I say it a lot?
I think if I would have had to turf it, I think I needed like a fourth piece of paper right now.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh my gosh, well, should I say a different word? Or should I like?
No, I don't mind at all. I just found it funny.
I find it funny that you are able to notice that, because I say that, I feel like I say that all the time. Now that you mention it, I'm like, Astrid, hi baby. Oh my gosh, my dogs.
Gotcha.
You're cute. Gotcha. Oh god, that'll be my new thing, I guess. Holy shit. I had somebody in my freaking stream one day, because usually like when I do a normal stream and people send me their music and they just want to see my opinion on it and like what I have to say about it, if I like it or not, you know? So someone sent me one, and I was like, okay, let's go. And between each song, I'm like, okay, bitch. Oh no, let's keep it moving, bitch. And like all this other shit, just saying, like, keep it going with the vibes. And someone was like, you should put that on a shirt because of how much I said that. But now I'm thinking, gotcha. perfect on there.
You should
bitch.
just get like a t-shirt with gotcha dot and just start selling it as merch. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
god, fuck.
I would wear it. Trust, I would wear it.
That's fucking funny. You're fucking funny. Holy shit. Um, so, what the fuck does that say? Uh, oh, gotcha. Okay. So, fuck. I shit. How exactly do DJs get booked? Like, what's the process? I'm sorry, I'm laughing. But what's the process?
Um, hey, you have a nice face. Can you play our ladies' night? That's one. Yeah, like most of the shows I've done in Asia, that was because I am from the western part of the world with tattoos and I'm not fat. So that is kind of like how I got a lot of shows, especially for like ladies' nights. So they just book a hot DJ and then girls come. It's like well, it's simple because if you get girls in a nightclub, then men will come and then they'll spend to impress the girls. So it's simple. You've got those kind of bookings. You've got bookings where you get booked for when they are really big fan of what you do live or how your crowd control is. I have the occasional booking like that as well because I am known to do a very commercial sets, but with very like I play basically mashups only. So I would play like a top 40 set in respect to that I could play Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Black Eyed Peas, like all that kind of shit in one set, but with future room drops like constantly.
Oh.
So that's something I'm known for, and that's why a lot of bookers, especially in Europe and in South America, Mexico, they go nuts on that shit. So yeah, that's why you could get booked. You could also get booked because you slept with a festival booker, so she wants to book you. Easy. That's something how you can get booked. I haven't done that personally, don't get me wrong, but there are guys who do that.
Gotcha.
Connections, doing warm-up sets and being rewarded for a festival slot somewhere. There's so many ways, but to me, like, I don't have to find bookings myself anymore. They like I've got my agents who do that for me, and I just literally sit like this and yeah, by the way, next month you're there, next month you're there, next month you're there. So I don't have to do that anymore. I used to
Nice.
speak to a lot of people daily and just connect, just talk about football, talk about bullshit things, and then you build like some kind of relationship, and then the moment they've got a show or a festival, they might consider you because they like you.
Okay.
That's also like a tactic I used to use a lot in the past. But now I don't have to do that anymore. Also because I'm 27 and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be on the road for 6-7 weeks anymore. Fuck that. No.
Gotcha.
What I'll do is I'll do like I have my like standard trips I do. So I've got like a few standard festivals, a few standard nightclubs in particular countries I do all the time. I'm in the area, and that's enough for me. Like, I don't need to go completely crazy and ham. Nah, I don't need to do that anymore.
So, I'm trying not to say gotcha. Holy shit. Okay. You know what? I'm not even gonna say it. You kind of already touched on that, so I'm not even. We're on the last page, my dude. We're on the last page.
We're getting there.
Yes, we're doing a great time.
Nice.
What the fuck does that say? Okay, so what? A lot of artists, producers, DJs, whatever you want to say, a lot of people in the music industry tend to get into drugs, alcohol, however the case may be. What are your thoughts on that? Because it happens a lot.
I used to do it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like when I was on a 5-week tour, I couldn't stand on my feet anymore, and I had to play, and people paid $6K for me just to touch a few buttons for like 1 hour. I couldn't because I was so tired. Yeah, I snorted 2 lines of coke. Yeah, because they paid me to do a job. I couldn't do the job. I wanted the money, so yeah, I took cocaine. I did it. Yeah, I have done ecstasy because why not? I have smoked weed. I have tried GHB, which is a typical Dutch drug. I don't think you know it. It's similar to, yeah, it's like a super. It makes you really high. It's really weird. Leave it there. I have tried MDMA, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but the cocaine, I've done that purely to make me like to enable me to play that show at the time. And I noticed that I jokes on you, that was one of the better sets I've ever played in my life, of how focused I was, because I took exactly the right amount. So this is why a lot of, I think, stockbrokers, they do it because they're super hyper focused with that kind of shit if they take the right amount. But because I liked it so much, that's exactly the moment I decided never to touch it again. Gotcha. But I know that there are like a lot of people who are hooked on that shit in the industry. Mainly techno DJs and tech house DJs, you know, the more underground, filthy, dark, shithole venues they play. It's more normal to snort coke off a bar than it is on EDM festivals. So in that respect, I think that there is a difference in what genre you listen to, for sure. And also because I can see that, because if I go as a visitor to a tech house party, I see more high people than if I go to a music festival where people actually want to see the artist because of the music. That's a big difference, I think. Techno and tech house, especially here in Europe, it's like, if it's a tech house or techno party, people go because it's tech house or techno. And if it's an EDM party, they go like, oh, hey, the Bree's playing. I want to see him because I like his shit. You know, it's different. It's completely different. But there is more drug use in that respect. But yeah, no, I understand why my colleagues use it. I understand why people who go to the festivals use it. So yeah, I'm fully aware that it's present for sure.
Oh wow. Wow. So you said that was the moment that you decided to just stop doing it. How long has it been?
That was in India, which was also fucking ridiculously stupid of me, because if I was caught, they would have thrown me in jail for the rest of my life. So, yeah, 2017, I think. Yeah, that was 2017. Yeah.
Oh wow. So like 4 years. Wow. Holy shit. That's intense as fuck. Sounds intense, because I feel like I don't ever personally, in my opinion, because of how many people in the industry I do know, a lot of the ones that I know don't do anything like that, or don't because I think if they do, they're not gonna fucking talk about it. They people don't go out of their way usually to just go and talk about that. What? Yeah, use that mermaid magic. Holy shit, did you see that? Bro! So how exactly are you genuine to your fans? Because a lot of artists, DJs, producers, whatever the fuck you want to say, are extremely fake, you know, and they just put on a face. How are you genuine?
How am I genuine? Interesting question. Well, I am genuine as in that who I am on my social media is who I am as a person. Obviously, we try to milk it a little bit. That's very honest. As in, you know, small town boy flies around the world kind of thing. So that is a bit milked and a bit PR'd and a bit, you know, like, well, exaggerated at a few points, I think. But no, I think I would say that I'm a genuine guy. Yeah, 100%. Like, I think that most people who know me in the music industry will call me very harsh sometimes when it comes to feedback, because I'm very direct and I'm very honest. But I'm also, if you get to know me, I'll do anything for you, whether that is giving emails that took me 5 years to get, or whether that would be sending along a demo of a friend when I'm sending out my own demos. To me, it really doesn't fucking matter in that sense. Like,
Gotcha.
it's important to me that my friends get to experience the same kind of thing as I get to experience. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So you have a very, would you say, loyal fan base?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
100%.
awesome. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So,
Especially one
oh
guy,
shit, sorry.
especially one guy called Mike Hunsaker. He's my biggest fan,
He's
and I think that
what?
he
Called
is
what?
Mike Hunsaker is my biggest fan. He's probably in the chat. I'm not sure. I think I saw him in the chat a while ago. I'm not sure if he's still here, but
Oh, shout out. Dude, okay, it's
shout out to Mike.
Kastika.
Nah, Mike is a really good friend of mine, and we
Oh,
are actually doing a few records together, so that's great fun. But yeah, no, I am no, my fans are super loyal. Yeah, 100%.
oh, that's awesome. That's always nice to have, especially like say everything went to shit, you'll have at least somebody. So that's awesome. Um, so the next question is it's more for beginning producers. So put in that type of mindset. What would you say for advice is the best source of income for producers starting out?
Starting producers is to start making music and uploading it to House of Tracks, the ghost production platform, where you can just sell music you don't want to release yourself for like 200, $300, which is quick cash, very easy to sell shit there. Yeah, that. Also to maybe start twitching in the current period, like current fucking like situation we have with COVID. I think Twitch is a good source of revenue. I don't do it personally, but
Gotcha.
you've noticed why, because my internet is not that great here. The studio is better though, but yeah, no, Twitch is a good one. In general, royalties is always nice. So just release a lot of shit. Like don't sit on 20 records and only release 2 a year. No, release them all because it's more money at the end of the day. I believe that the quantity over quality thing is very well. That is what it is right now. I think so. It's more quality. It's more quantity than quality. I believe, and I think that's normal because the more music you put out, the more money you make, and because you don't do shows, you don't have the luxury to be super picky about what you release. I think so. I think that you should just put out every fucking thing you've got. That's what I'm doing at least. So
Gosh, is that assuming that out of all those 20 that you put out, you're gonna put out all of them? I mean, like, do you think like you're gonna make money off of every single one, or do you think every single one is a banger? Or, I mean, that goes a lot on the quality part. I mean, you could put out 20 shit, but if it's like not good, then I mean, I don't know.
I believe that you have a certain quality output as an artist, regardless of what you do, how your track sounds like. Like, I can guarantee you that all the 20 songs I'm gonna put out, they all have the similar stamp of my office between brackets. You know, like they all come from my laptop. I've produced them. So yeah, some songs might be more technical. Yeah, some songs might be a tad better or differently mixed. Yeah, okay, could be. But at the end of the day, the general outline is all the same. The general sound is all the same. And there is a nice saying that it could be very well possible that your best song never gets released because you're so picky. Sorry, I had to yawn. I was so tired. Sorry.
Yes. No, you're good.
That like your best song never gets released. So I believe that you should not be scared of that and just put it out. And the song which maybe you think like, yeah, it's not going to do that well, is going to blow up. Like
Yeah.
that's what happened with Animal when me and Rudelies made that song. It was more like, yeah, fuck it, let's just make something. We sent a text to Jex, who is now sitting on, I believe, 2 million monthly listeners on Spotify. This girl is going huge. We sent her a text like, yo, you want to sing on this? She said, yeah, fuck it, I love the song. So she
Oh
sang
wow.
on it, and that song accumulated on all platforms, went over 20 mil.
That's crazy. That's fucking
So,
nuts.
I mean, we were not even 100% sure of the song when we sent it to labels, and then NCS picked it up, and yalla, like they say in Arabic, let's go. So, yeah, it's crazy. And this is what happens quite frequently. The music you expect not to do that well will do really well, and the song you expect to do well does shit. That's for some reason what happens with me all the time. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I totally get that. But I mean, when it comes to that stuff, that happens because I don't know if you know this. Because when you are really into a song and you work really hard on a song, you think about it in your mindset. So that would mean everybody would have to think exactly how you do to see it as, as amazing as it is as you do. And that's not realistic. I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody is so different. That's not going to happen. Usually, the ones that don't do so well, they are so versatile that they do well because they're up for interpretation. Like, oh, I like this. I like this. Like, oh, maybe that person's like, oh, no, that's shit. This part's better. But, like, there's so much
Mm.
versatility in it that it just happens. So it's like, I mean, I totally get that. I totally get that for sure about mindsets and shit. Oh, but you're right. Oh my gosh. So, what what is ghost production? Yeah, what is ghost production and do you think that there should be changes?
No, because then I'd lose my job.
Okay, interesting. I actually am not 100% familiar. I've heard of it, but could you mind explaining a little bit?
Yeah, so I write a lot of music for other artists who don't have the time to produce their own shit anymore because they are constantly touring. We're talking about a few years back, maybe pre-COVID. Um, but also for people who just don't have the skill but are impeccable DJs. So you write music for them. Or you got people who just have a lot of money and they want to become a DJ, so they call people like me to do their songs. So you got three types of clients essentially, if that makes
Oh
sense.
wow. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So for me, I think that I fully endorse the idea of ghost production because it's been around for a bazillion years already. Because people like the Beatles didn't even write their own music 100%; they had co-writers.
Yeah.
It's normal. Have a look at any random pop song on Spotify and then right-click song credits, and you'll see that there are 20 fucking people involved on one pop song.
Oh wow.
It's normal. It's completely normal, and I believe that when people say like, "These guys are ghosted," yeah, so what? Who gives a fuck? Like, if they make if you know if they have a cool brand and they have a ghost producer who partially is part of that brand, because I feel very connected to my clients in that sense, because I feel like I'm part of the brand every time I do a song for them. I mean, that's exciting, like
Yeah.
that's super dope in that sense.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. That's awesome. You said no because then I lose my job. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Gotcha. Oh my gosh. So have you had we have about 3 questions left, by the way. We're coming straight to an end. Ah, what the fuck? Dark adaptation. DN. Thank you for the follow, my dude. I appreciate you. Um, so then we will be doing audience questions very soon. So please get your questions ready. Next question. Have you had any personal experiences with cyberbullying? And I know obviously like people will message and say, "Oh, your music's shit" or something like that. But I mean like bullying on online.
Yeah, like we had a few guys who were like, fucking damn, like they were like hardcore trying to comment hateful shit on every track I did. So, yeah, I've experienced it, but I think that every artist experiences it, like I already mentioned before. So, yeah, of course.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think it's very common as well. Very common. But it honestly amazes me from each artist. It's so different. They all have haters, okay? They all have like haters bullying them and shit. But the way they do it is completely different. And I'm just like, damn, like how are these fucking haters like getting so creative like with their hates? Like I'm just like, what the fuck? Do you guys sit in a damn circle together and decide what you're gonna do? Like it's mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What is coming in the future from you, and what are you looking forward to with your music?
I'm looking forward with the guy who is in the chat with Mike. It's a funny story. I met Mike via Reddit because he commented on one of my posts on Reddit, and this guy became one of my better friends. And Mike is actually one of the most amazing human beings I've ever met, but also one of the best metal guitar players I've ever had the luxury of meeting. And since I'm a former metalhead, well, not a former, I listen to metal when I'm on tour or in my car, or when I'm just listening to music in general. I prefer to listen to metal music. I'm going to use far more metal influences in my songs.
That's cool.
Because I wanted to go back to my musical roots, which I thought was interesting to do. I'm really looking forward to experience that with my friend Mike. I'm super excited to see everything like all the boys from Futurized are going to do in respect to what they've got in the bank, what kind of music they've written, what's still unreleased, what's on the shelves. I'm so extremely proud of all those boys, like how they've developed the last year, and their music is, I think, a lot better than mine. So that's just great. And for myself, I've started a new alias because I wanted to put some harder music out, which I couldn't really put out on my own brand because my management would fucking kill me for it. So, but I'm actually excited that I've signed the first 4 songs with Universal for it. So that's great. So that's going to be super dope to work with a major label on a crazy hard newer side from me, and it also pushes me to become a better producer because when you sign a deal with a major label, you don't sign for just one song. You sign option deals, so you get like multiple tracks you have to sign with them, and the pressure is a lot higher. And I love the idea of pressure because it helps me to perform at its absolute best. So I'm super excited for that as well. Yeah, and I'm excited to play a show again when COVID's over.
Aw,
That's
awesome.
that's what I'm excited for. Yeah.
And regarding life itself, are you like excited about life? I mean, do you do anything other than music? Like, do you have like a girlfriend or like? I mean.
No, I've got a beautiful daughter, which I'm really happy with.
Oh wow.
Which is my biggest passion. I love to spend time with my friends here, as in play Warzone quite fanatically every now and then.
Oh well, okay.
Gamer boy guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically at the moment life is not that interesting because everything's closed here in Holland. So I prefer to spend a lot of time with my friends online or live because I do go to the occasional illegal COVID thingy, anti-COVID party. So with more than 3 people in one house, I don't give a shit. I just do it because I want to. But no, yeah, I'm a very social guy. I don't like to sit in my in my house and watch Netflix or whatever. I'm more of a I want to do something kind of guy. So yeah.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
That's
we did it. We did it.
We did it.
Woo! Holy shit, we did it. And dude, that's so crazy because it doesn't even feel like we've been talking that long. At least to me, it doesn't. It just goes by so fast. And then next thing you know, it's like, holy shit. But let me get this song on here ready to play.
The song is called, this is one of the songs I wanted to show because it really shows the Russian influence in my music. And also due to contractual obligations, I can't show most of the stuff I wanted to show. This song, though, means a lot to me because it's really showing the newer side of things from my music. And the track is called Bolshoi Blues, which I thought sounded funny. And if you paid attention at history, you probably know that the Bolsheviks played a very interesting part in Russian history. So that's why I call it Bolshoi Blues. It's kind of, yeah, grim, but I liked it. So.
That's really fucking cool and interesting. Fuck yeah. Okay, so you guys, I'm gonna play this song. After this song is over, get your questions all ready, or send them while the song's playing. Either way, I don't really give a shit. And are you able to see the questions?
Not all, because I had to refresh my internet. So.
Okay, I got you. Not a problem. I'll just read it. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, sure.
Let's go. Very different. Oh my god, I can't compare that to fucking anything. I think that's a really great trait to have in a song for sure. Luckily I am extremely open-minded. I fucked with that a lot. That was really cool. I like how dark it was at the beginning, in certain parts. I think it was a minute in or some shit like that. I don't remember. But it just went back to ominous and oh my god, holy shit. All right. Very nice. So if you guys have any questions, send them now. Send your questions now. I will read them out for him, and then that's about it, you guys. Yeah, definitely a hint of dark progressive-ish leads. Yeah, for sure. That was very nice. Fat Nuts 91. Who is your favorite metal band of all time?
I think it's an American band. It's called Archangel. Nah, I'm joking. Nah, my favorite band of all time, metal band of all time. I think I will go for Children of Bodom. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like melodic metal.
All right. Okay. SZC89 for Q&A. Describe your dream girl.
My dream girl is loyal to me and doesn't cheat on me to start with. No, is okay, so I'm gonna be really honest. I like my girls to be really, really, really fucking hot. Yeah, sorry, I'm a very standard type of guy. So I would usually like all the girls I've dated, including the mum of my kid. Like we are like they're all really fucking hot, like top model hot level kind of thing. So yeah, I don't want a girl who is relatively fat, to be honest. Sorry, I just really like my girls to be pretty. And
At least you're
the
honest.
rest doesn't really matter. But I really couldn't date a girl who is fat. Sorry, nah.
Oh my god. Well, I like the honesty. I like the fucking honesty. So A189B said, did you ever try to rethink your style, music, your music style according to the current trend, like making techno, for example?
No, no, no. Like I no. What I do is I sometimes make a bit more like a commercial track just to keep the numbers up on my Spotify page, but it's not that I do it because I want to completely rebrand my style. No, I like what you could hear in the track you just played. It's that it's still me, still the
Yeah.
same kind of leads. It's just a different kind of track structure. So, no,
True. Good
no.
point. DJ Hynotune said, "Who is your dream collab?"
Dream collab. I'd say that would be with Hans Zimmer.
Oh, okay, cool. Fuck it. Hey, Matt J6951. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you, my dude. Welcome. So the next question is A189B said, what is your favorite techno house artist, or who is your favorite techno house artist?
Favorite techno house artist, Tom Budin, for sure. Not a single question asked. Like impeccable artist, crazy good, crazy good.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome. A180, yeah, A189B said, "Are you the brand ambassador for Pepsi?" LOL.
No, it's just in the bonus with Albert Heijn, our local supermarket. That's why I got it.
Are you fucking with me? What the fuck?
No, legit. Like sometimes they do like these really good deals that they pay like €1 for a bottle of Pepsi and compare that to €2.25 for a bottle of Coca-Cola. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll have Pepsi. Like it can be Pepsi or Coca-Cola. I drink both, but I wouldn't have. I don't want to drink any of the American bullshit you guys have in America. So many cola brands and the sticky stuff. No, it needs to be either Pepsi or Coca-Cola, 100%. Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah, I love, like I said, I love your honesty. I love how blunt you are. Next question. Dark Adaptation said, how do you get into ghost production? Any websites or platform that you recommend?
Yeah, like I said before, House of Tracks is a very simple, easygoing platform to start with, as in super easy to use. It's relatively easy to get into. You can just upload your music, set a price, and they take a commission for it, for having the track up on their websites. And I think that's a really good starting point. Yeah.
Next question. How did a Brit, oh my god, how did a Brit end up in Holland? Your heritage, question mark?
Yeah. Yeah. a long story short, long story short, I like it here better. It's a great spot here. It's a great spot here. Like, and also you got bonus from Albert Heijn, the local supermarket, which is amazing because they give you Pepsi for €1, which is really fucking good. So yeah, you got better bonuses here than you do in England, 100%.
Oh shit! Oh my god. Next question. It says dream venue. Yeah, dream venue to play at. Ministry of Sound. I don't know what that is, but yeah.
Dream venue to play at. I would like to I would like to play a venue I have played before again, which is the Rainbow Warehouse in Birmingham, because it's by far the best sounding nightclub I've ever played at. It has by far the best crowd. It has by far the nicest staff. It was the most, like, I used to be a resident DJ there, and it was the best fucking time of my life. And it's reopening soon because of COVID in England, and we are going to do a few events there with Futurized, so it's going to be super sick. So we are going to make a return to that venue, but I can't wait because that's my favorite venue overall ever.
Oh shit. That's awesome. It's so fucking awesome how much you have traveled, how successful you actually are, by the way. I know I was just saying shit, but I really am truly impressed, if that means anything.
It does mean a lot. It does mean a lot. It does absolutely mean a lot. Yeah, that you know, like, to me, it's great to get that recognition. But like I said before during the interview, I do feel that the music industry is not really fair in that respect. So I get a lot of recognition, yes, but I think that there are so many of my music friends who are objectively better than I am. And this is why I like to stress again that I just got lucky in a way.
Gotcha.
Right. Weirdest experiences so far touring different parts of the world. Right. So you have to imagine, yeah, that I was a 23-year-old boy. And I went to Burma with Mark, my best friend and my tour manager. And the promoter, he said, when we landed, the next day we had to play at the festival, he said, like, guys, we're gonna do karaoke, but we're gonna do it like rich people style. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. So we went to a remote nightclub far outside of the city where the festival was. And there were like rooms and stuff, and me and Mark, we entered the venue and we were just told to sit down, and the promoter and his friends just walked out. And then there was like a waitress who came in and said, like, what would you guys like to drink? And we were like, yeah, just Jack Daniels and vodka or something. So they put down 4 bottles of Jack Daniels and 4 bottles of Grey Goose vodka. So I was like, okay, this is going to be really fucking crazy. What then happened was that all of a sudden the lights went dark, and there was like a few red lights which were turned on, and there were, I'm not shitting you, 20 bare naked prostitutes walking into that room.
Oh my god.
They were literally like, I'm not fucking joking. The promoter said to us, yeah, you guys can pick 2 each. And I was like, what the actual fuck? And at the time I was still dating this like supermodel English girl, and I was like, I really don't want to do this, but it's what's what actually happened. And then Mark said, yeah, but I read like in my How to Travel in Asia and Asian Cultures book that it's really rude to say no to this. And I was like, yeah, fuck, you're right. So we just picked the first 4 girls in the line, basically. And what they did is they didn't do anything, but they were just serving us drinks the entire night. It was fucking hilarious. So yeah, I think that's by far the weirdest touring experience I've had. Yeah.
That's funny as fuck, my dude. Oh my god, that you'll never fucking forget that.
No. This is something that Mark and I said to each other that we were gonna mention on our weddings.
Aww, fuck yeah, bro. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Was there any more questions?
Um, yeah. What support do you hope all parents and loved ones gave to an artist producer in their family? I really hope that all parents and all friends and family truly do two things. And I'm gonna sound a bit like devil's advocate here. The first thing is I really think that parents should stress to all producers that they have to fucking finish school to start with. Just end off. Like, don't fucking do what I did and take fucking 6 years to finish a bachelor degree. That's just fucking retarded. Costs you so much money. Don't do that. Two, I do hope that when you make the choice to go full pro on this and that you can actually live off it, that your parents respect you for it. And yeah, just be nice about it and understand that that's your dream and that's something you want to do truly. That is something which I hope for all producers here. Yeah.
For sure.
100%.
Oh my gosh. How freaking awesome. Well, was there any more questions? I didn't see like the whole.
No, this was it, I think. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So to end, I just want to first off give you a big ass thank you. Thank you so much for wanting to do this with me. I really appreciate it. It was super fun. I love learning new things, and of course, like I told you before, one day I want to produce. Like I want to get into it, but first I'm trying to learn as much as I possibly can before I figure out if I want to do it or not. You know. So I do thank you. I also just want to give you a little apology because I don't think you knew how long this was gonna be or how many questions I had ready. But
absolutely fine. The good thing is because the camera is off, is that in the meantime I'm already sitting here in my underpants ready to go to bed. So it's all good. It's all good. No one can see me.
Awesome. I hope it was fun for you as well, and I freaking hope you have a great ass night, my dude.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna go and have a really, really nice sleep. Thanks for your time, and I hope you you do with music what you want to do with music. It's really
awesome. Thank
really
you
nice
so
to do
much.
something with music. You're welcome. Catch you later. Bye bye.
Bye. Gotcha. Bye.
Gotcha. Bye.